Hey, Poe Vermouth here. We are about to watch Poe vs. Poe. Oops, let's see if we can slow this down. Okay, I can catch that next time, I guess. On Dangerous Crossing here. So, interesting, yeah, let's see who's who here. Interesting thing, we got Poe, that is capital O, with his, which is Pissed Off Ewoks, versus P little O-E, which I think is Purity of Essence, if I'm not mistaken. This looks like to be very back in the days. Looks like we still got Gaspode playing, who was not on the team much longer than this, I think. But for Pissed Off Ewoks, we got Liquid, Banana Prophet, Black Astro, Gaspode. It's kind of hard to pick them out here. Mudsloth, Psycho 13, Fubar, and Bourbon. On Purity of Essence, we got JJ Flash, Anthem, Javelin, Big Brown, Superior O something, Daddy Pain, Plenty Fuck, Inverness, Blue Holio, Captain Lunatic, and perhaps more. Some very high pings here as well, Jesus. Alright, let's kind of kick it up a touch here. So yeah, a couple things interesting about this one. Got Poe Liquid joining as well. A couple interesting things about this is that we actually played this other team, Purity of Essence, very few times to my recollection. I think just because we were quite a bit higher on the ladder and they were still trying to kind of put things together. But yeah, I mean, infrequently kind of mistaken between the two, I think. But that's kind of one thing. Another thing too is I feel like people didn't really play Dangerous Crossing so often in matches. I mean, maybe that's just my my recollection, but you know, great map for pubbing for sure, great map for scrimmages. But you know, I feel like it just didn't really get too much play for the competition. You know, whether that's because there wasn't really much of a base to own. You know, because it was kind of, I don't know, I was going to say easy to defend, but, you know, maybe not. It was just a little bit hard maybe to put together, like, a solid strategy that kind of worked. So, you know, either it was like, okay, we're going to throw X number of heavies and X cappers at it and hopefully get some caps, or that's pretty much it. I mean, because what are you going to do? Say, okay, we're going to have exactly this and you guys do this or that. Who knows? I mean, this was still fairly back in the day, I think. I recollect playing this one as well a little bit later. Like, I want to say this is probably early 1999, and I think that we played this a few times in competition in sort of early, middle of 2000, and I think at that point, in the kind of post-Zod era, spam became a much more significant tool for the offense to use, which was an amazing pain in the ass on this. I recall Poe Alley, who was one of our kind of star heavy O, just kind of fell in love with that whole thing. A, for I think the number of kills, like you did in the map with like 50 kills, next highest is like 15. And on top of that too, it was just a pain in the ass for the defense to deal with. You gotta send somebody way out to the middle of nowhere. Okay, so we are following Poe Mudsloth here, so it looks like he's doing a little heavy O this map. Yeah, I mean, map's so close together, getting that heavy D out of the way.
Sorry. Enemy turret destroyed. Escort required. Need repairs. Acknowledged.
Yeah, I mean, good thing about this map too is, you know, even if your base does get completely owned, it's not that hard to go, you know, light offense cluster on it. And the side-to-side routes are actually very generous, not too hard at all to hit those. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a challenge thing, you sort of do need that heavy O to a certain extent, just because those, the turrets on the kind of inside of the base will just chew up any lights if you're in there for more than a second. Yeah, as you can see, it's just wrecking Mudsloth there, those turrets. So yeah, so far neither side really has a strong advantage. It looks like we are up 1-0. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think this is also the kind of map where, you know, one side just establishes dominance and then just, you know, caps out without too much difficulty. You know, all respect to Purity of Essence and so on, but at the same time, I think that we were really kind of outclassing them in a lot of respects. But we'll see what happens. They could kind of pull off a little victory here. Yeah, I mean, this is also, I think, before I joined the team. So obviously, this is not to the golden age of Poe yet, where Poe Charon is on the team. But I mean, I think at this stage, being in kind of mid-late '99, people were still kind of figuring out the yeah, look at the little turrets on top of the base there too. People still kind of figuring out the game, figuring out routes and stuff. Like we can see kind of from that one, PoE Mudsloth not being terribly effective, just kind of walking up to the front of the base, shooting some mortars in. Going light here, I think. Yeah. So yeah, looks like Mudsloth doing a little kind of light distract, this and that here. Oh, got the flag now. All right. Oh, somebody has a nice mid-arrow on him. Jesus. Kind of more hurts than helps, actually, but still. Yeah, brings it home for a cap. All right. Bravo, Mudsloth. Yeah, Mudsloth, one of those very sort of aware players. Like, you definitely see a few players where they're strictly concerned with what their particular position is. Like, I'm going to heavy O strictly to the base, or even, like, say, cappers, where, you know, they might even, like, pass some enemies that are heading towards our base, and they don't even really bother to take a shot at them. You know, which, like, hey, it's a game, so why not shoot somebody? And B2, I mean, granted, I can sort of see the value in being very focused on what you're doing, but, you know, a little shot here or there to kind of soften up the enemies never hurts anybody. So yeah, pull up 2-1 here. You know, certainly not a blowout. I mean, I think, you know, like I mentioned, in this era of the game, yeah, Mudsloth trying to just do a little work all over the place. In this era of the game, it was, you know, people still trying to kind of figure things out. I think the matches were a lot closer, and there was very little kind of, you know, some teams, I think like IE, for example, was really having some series blowouts and stuff. Like, blowouts in matches, that is, where, you know, you would see, say, for example, on Natural's famous Stonehenge demo, you know, they had a clear strategy, clear routes, the whole thing. And they're really, well, you know, I don't know, the first team or one of the first teams to really innovate that kind of thing. Whereas, you know, this isn't quite sort of like a chaotic pub where nobody's doing anything, or everybody's just doing what they want to do. Clearly, their positions and so on. But, you know, how's the timing? You know, as far as like when cappers go in, are they really communicating that? You know, not so obvious and stuff. It's sort of like who's responsible for what. You know, is it just kind of people are just going heavy O, or is it like I'm going heavy O in order to accomplish X, Y, Z? Yeah, looks like Mudsloth setting up the side here a little bit. So yeah, I mean, as you can see too, like this is not a exactly stellar route here to get back. And granted, Mudsloth in kind of a light suit up here, make it a little bit easier to escort the guy home, but. You know, this is not exactly, we have the tight side-to-side route. I mean, it looks like somebody going in for one there, but, you know, I don't really see any kind of clearance there, so... Alright, he still makes it out, alright. You know, credit to Bourbon. I don't know what he's doing on the offense side, though. Yeah, thank God Mudsloth was there. I mean, Bourbon just kind of losing it for us here. Oh no, where's that flag? Oh, gets the return, or gets the cap immediately before dying. Yeah, Mudsloth turn it around in order to kind of make the stop there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stressful situation waiting for somebody else at the station. You're like, dude, move. Oh, what a dick. What the elf gun. Oh yeah, he's going nowhere. But yeah, I mean, like, ghetto routes here, am I right? It you know, kind of step out the door and just ski down the hill. Dude, that elf gun, it's such a troll move. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, this guy's just kind of juking around him here. Yeah, PoE leading 4-1. my recollection, I think the cap out here is 5 or whatever, which for such a close map is shockingly low. You sort of start to wonder how the developers intended this map to be played, you know, given the bases are so close together, and it's, I mean, granted, I suppose they didn't really have skiing on the mind when making these, but still. With the fucking troll elf gun, my god. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I guess Mudsloth has sort of transitioned back to defense. Is that kind of what's happened here, I think? Or maybe like a defense midfieldy kind of position? Yeah, chains all over him. Yeah, waiting for that good shot here. The return easy. Looks like a solid amount of kind of turrets and stuff out though.
Defending our base. Attack enemy at waypoint.
Yeah, this is definitely just one of those sort of thankless maps that for the deployer. There we go. Looks like the good guys get the cap out there, 5-1. Not too shabby. God, pings are terrible in there, huh? But yeah, Poe taking that one off of Poe.